18-year-old. Thank you very much. Yes. New car smell, it is awesome. Are you serious? There must be a lot of older women here or something like that, because that usually gets a laugh. Except for girls around my age usually hate that joke. Hey, you should date somebody your own age, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, cash for clunkers. I like when the girls wear the high heels and shorts. Oh my God, that is so sexy. And it says so much. It says, I'm going to the prom, but there could be a barbecue. There's a lot of old people in here. Did a cruise ship crash and I'm not aware of it? I'm looking in the
Look at that. This guy, Ian Bagg.
14 years ago, my friends.
How about that? Was that true? Did you do the full Jerry back then? 38 and 18?
Yeah.
Oh, good
married
for
that girl.
you. You did.
Yeah. No, I didn't marry that girl.
You married a different 18-year-old.
I married a 28-year-old.
Yeah.
I dated a girl just coming out of college.
Yeah.
And she was like 20 or something.
You were just coming out of college, or
Yeah.
she was just coming out of college?
Well, I think we both were.
You were in that graduate program.
I just thought about that joke because I was the other day. I was wondering how people would react to that nowadays because everybody's fired up.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's fired up because Red Hot Chili Peppers 60-year-old guy dating a 20-year-old girl. Everybody's all fired. But he
Is that what's going on with the Chili Pepper?
I guess
Who,
so.
Anthony Kiedis? I thought he was like a married dude. Really?
I think he got divorced and then he said, "Hey, I'm going to date one of my daughter's friends."
That would be weird if you. I think that's when it gets weird. Like I would date girls. My first wife was 5 years older than me. But other than that, though,
I want to throw up right now.
but other than that, I would date people younger than me. But it's weird if you get to the point like I have a 20-year-old daughter now. Obviously, there aren't 20-year-olds looking at me. But back then, when I was a single guy,
you're a handsome guy. I
I'm married
guarantee you,
and
there's I guarantee there's young girls like because that's how it works. I hate to say it. Younger girls are always attracted to older men.
Well, it's a dad thing, though, and that's when it gets weird.
I just remember being in high school and all the girls were dating 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, who do we date?
Right.
And they're like, you have to wait until you're 20, and then you can date the high school girls.
Well, because
I didn't want to date the high school girls.
Because young dudes are morons by and large, so it's like for a little while.
Testosterone running. But I feel girls are the same. Now that I've gotten older, got nieces and stuff, I'm just like, you girls got to calm down. You're nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Why? You don't need to go see Brock this many times. You know what I mean?
Ian Bagg is back in Cleveland for your amusement on a long holiday weekend. But you're not here for a long
Sounds like I'm on a
weekend.
carnival ride. It sounds like I'm just on a Ferris wheel going around just saying things funny to people as I go by them.
Mm-hmm. You're on your Doppler effect tour.
Look at that hair.
When you go by it.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
What's up with that shirt?
it's very it's very apropos that people, an Ian Bagg show is very carnival-esque.
That's right. It's a carnival.
Right? It's rollicking.
I love it.
Remember the word rollicking was on all of the movie posters back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
That was one of
Don't
the
make me
number
that.
one.
But it sounds like I'm also a silent movie when you say I'm rollicking.
There are title cards that come up in between his jokes, and he does the punchlines.
I think my shows are a little out of control. Yeah, I think they get a little bit wild and nutty.
It's the best
and
part.
We have a good time, and it's enjoyable for everybody. I'm a conversation more than a speech.
Mm-hmm.
Is what it is. Yeah, I like when people get mad. You're a crowd work comic. No, I just write on stage. That's all.
Yeah.
We all write in different places.
Yeah, you go a little bit further than just crowd work because it's not like you're like, what do you do?
Yeah,
and
it's not.
Take that like you're
a dummy.
Improvise and go all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to write.
And you tie it all together. You're just very one of a kind.
I grew up in a small town in northern Canada, and people were funny there. So the conversations would always lead to something else that was even funnier, and that's how I try to make my show. Is I feel the people that come to my shows are funny. So why just leave them off on the side? Like I might as well talk to you, have a conversation.
Every time I see
who knows where we're gonna go.
Yeah, I love it because you never get the same show twice, and it's always just a blast. And like you leave.
Turn off the mics. I'm about to hug mine. I'm about to hug him.
And he's like, the late shows are not. The early shows are all sold out. So you can, if you want to go see them, it's going to be 9:45.
I think basically tonight's show is the one that has tickets. Like late tomorrow has some, but mostly tonight late show. So it's I'm in awe that we're able to do that on a holiday weekend because you people love to leave town.
I bet over the course of your long and illustrious career,
7 months.
that you have, and don't lie, done the same show twice.
Oh.
He's like, well, in
Alan.
1997, I was.
Yeah. There's always something different in it, though. Like there's always but I guarantee you, it's somewhere. It's
but you're not.
over.
You're not giving a speech.
I'm not giving a
You're
speech.
not talking at people.
I'm talking with people, being silly, having a conversation, talking over people, interrupting, as my wife likes to call it. Why don't you give them a chance?
Interrupting.
Yeah, you seem to be interrupting when they're trying to tell you something important, and you come up with a joke and interrupt it, and I have no idea what that man did to his addition of his house.
It's not interrupting. It's mansplaining. You guys gave it a term.
Let us use it.
Yeah.
My wife mansplains like you wouldn't believe. My wife is a statement question kind of woman. You know what I mean? She throws
Which comes first?
The statement.
Yep.
And then the question mark goes on the end, and I go, I don't think that was needed at the end. I think you already knew your answer, and you were testing me to see where I was going to be hanging out on this couch.
And I have failed again. I bet. Yes,
And
I am
again.
0 for 4 million
Yeah,
in this. Is your wife, when you guys
Drunk?
argue?
Of
course, yes. She'd have to be, right? If you guys ever argue, has your wife ever said, "Don't talk to me like I'm in your audience"?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, I've gotten that
Not
before.
everything's a stage.
Honey, all the world's a stage. Thank you very much.
We were in a Target once, and this Target had a power problem, right?
Yeah.
The power went off for 24 hours, and all the frozen food melted, and then the power came on, and it all froze again. And they were concerned people were going to get botulism.
Yes.
So they roped it all off. But there was a guy trying to get into the ice cream so bad, and I just said, "Sir, you don't want to do that. Diarrhea, sir." And
You were looking out for him.
I was looking out for him, but she did not take that. She just grabbed me. She's like, "Not every place."
Oh, really?
This is how we get shot because you think you're funny with everybody.
But that's like such an innocuous thing. It's not like you were running around pointing at people and going, "Hey, half
You're
melted
trying to help
ice cream."
him.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. I was like, "Sir, your bum is gonna hurt."
Yeah. Is it? Are you guys very much a yin and yang in that she's more introverted, or just in that instance she
She's
was
the
like,
funniest person I've ever met.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so-
like my wife too.
Yeah, she's so funny, but she has this part in her brain that lets it go away, and is a business person as well.
Yeah.
She's
not compelled to entertain people at every given
no,
moment. Right.
She had a normal
That's a sickness.
childhood.
Huh?
She had a normal
Yeah,
childhood.
I was gonna say
Right.
that's a sickness when people aren't compelled to make people laugh all the time.
You would think it would be her, though, because every so often she'll have a couple of drinks and she'll say, "I was bathed in a crock pot when I was a child. I know what it's like to be poor." And I was like, "Oh, my God, calm down." Once my grandma put me in the bathtub with Bijons and bathed us at the same time. I'm like, "You should be on stage. You definitely got problems."
Yeah.
Instead, she's helping children. She's an occupational therapist.
Oh, good for her.
She has a doctor in front of her.
Yeah, that's doing like serious work for people, and
Yeah, it just helps everybody. Like, people.
Ironically, can't help her husband.
No. And I'm pretty sure I'm the biggest case study ever. And if you go after I die, you'll find out I wasn't married to her. I was just given to her by the state.
Yeah, dowry was involved. Yeah,
In-depth diaries that he finds just years and years from now. Patient 09248.
Yeah.
I feel like you need the reminder, though, that you're only with her for her looks.
Yeah.
Not this good side of her.
Yeah.
Is she super hot?
Super hot.
Oh,
She's
really? Good for
gorgeous.
you. Well
Yeah.
done.
But she's just a lovely person.
Yeah.
And I'm, I bring the value
She's
down.
not
When we walk in the room every time, it's just like, she walks in first, and I'm like, "Oh, this is going to go for $1 million." And then the plumbing's bad as I walk in.
Right. But she's not from Northern Canada.
No, she's
an
from-
American girl.
Yeah, she's a Virginia Beach area.
Oh, yeah. I was born in Virginia.
Really?
Yeah,
Whereabouts?
I was. Fort Lee, Virginia.
Oh,
I was
wow.
the largest baby boy ever born there.
No way.
It was an army hospital.
How big?
Yeah. 13 pounds. Emergency cesarean section.
Emergency.
Oh, yeah, baby.
They knew you were coming out.
They had to airlift me out. Yeah, they got a Huey on standby, and they took
Just a
care of
fist
business.
Fist print in your mom's belly just
Yeah.
before you come out.
Yep.
That's impressive.
And I
They had to
maintained
chopper
that
you
weight
out?
for the first 5. No, they had a military helicopter there just to airlift me out of my mother's womb and standby. Hold that thought. I got to do a quick money thing here.
Oh,
Okay.
money.
It's
Who needs it?
$1,000. It's the very
need
last
it.
time you can win. So listen closely and good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Happy. That's happy. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Ian Bagg is here. He is doing the weekend at Hilarities. Many of those shows are sold out, so you want to go to hilarities.com.
Very popular.
And find out which ones still have tickets available. Because when you come to town, people know, they don't know exactly what they're going to get, but they know they like you. And they know, hey, this is going to be undeniably a great time.
My favorite thing that people say to me afterwards is, we came back because we had the greatest time last time, but I can't tell you what happened.
Right.
Like, we've tried to tell your jokes, but we don't know what joke was told.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
love
It's
that.
like, people aren't like, do that bit with the blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
It's pandemonium. I love it.
Yeah. I'm a jam band.
And
Good for you.
And I've known you for close to 20 years now.
Yeah.
And so, like, just seeing it evolve and, like, I mean, you were incredible then, and you've only gotten better. So it's
you're sweet.
So much. I mean, and also, you were one of the first headliners to, like, just be cool to me when I was, like, an open micer. So
When I came up and slapped you in the face. Look, son, you got to get out there and you got to be funny.
you bought me and Jim two's Dave and Buster's.
You bought them Dave and Buster.
Yeah, he bought us dinner.
Those franchises were cheap back then. I'm like, fellas, you're going to need these in the future. My name's Ian Bagg. Get ready to do what I do.
We roll deep.
Yeah, we roll deep.
Yeah.
That's funny. How's Jimmy doing?
He's doing great. He's out in New York City. He stays there.
You see him?
Yeah, we just did a show together last week.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jim's great.
He used to have this, I think it was for HBO. It was like real small vignettes.
Yeah.
And
the opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did one with him where he was
made
he'd
him
come to the
dress like
city.
you.
He'd come to the city. And
I remember
he wanted
it.
to be a big star. So I was like, well, this is what you got to do, Jim. And then I just took him to I dressed him like me.
Put him in khaki pants and a green shirt and a baseball hat that looked just like the one you had. It was very funny.
Go get him, Jimmy.
Then it worked out for him.
Yeah, he's doing very
He's
well.
still doing that to this day.
I was going to say, he still wears the
He's
cap.
doing your
Oh, he's
Yeah.
He was doing basically YouTube videos before they were YouTube.
Yeah. He had a thing. We worked for a company called HBO Labs. It was like HBO, but it was like
They forgot to pay me.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to deal with them too, and they forgot to pay me. And I'm like, you people are.
And then they got bought by like Break.com or something. So it was just.
Yeah.
But
That's who that was the company.
Yeah.
Fun
Good
for you guys.
Oh,
Are you guys still working for it? No.
Oh no. That was a million. He's doing animations during the day, and then he is doing comedy at night. So
he's awesome. He's a
great
good guy.
Most
Cleveland's
guy.
always been really nice to me. Like the comics here, the crowds. I've always liked coming here. And when I first started coming here, it was Tuesday through Saturday, I think. It was like the longest week ever.
Oh, really? You had to do the whole...
You used to be Wednesday to Sunday for
Wednesday
a while,
to Sunday?
too. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so because
Yeah.
I remember it being a long time, and I
Yes.
got to make relationships with the people that lived here because it wasn't in and out. You got to actually make a friendship.
On Wednesday night, the server's like, I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. And then Friday, you see me like, hey, man, not that appointment. What, the blood work come back?
By
Like, what?
Sunday, you're doing a fundraiser for them.
Yeah. Mow their lawn. You just-
Yeah, I like the commercial that you just played about your workers here. And we're more than just helmet, hard hats, and tools.
Yeah. Well,
I thought it was supposed to be. I thought it was going to be a penis joke, right there.
No.
We're more than hard hats. And by the way, can you say mitts and cranks? On
I probably...
Never even
You
heard
just
that.
did, yeah. Was that...
I
Is
don't even know
that...
what that means.
Is that ribbled Canadian language right there?
That's
yeah.
I described two things there on humans.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Mitts
said it.
Mitts and cranks.
Yeah, it's exactly what you think it is.
All right.
One's a boy, one's
I was going to say, which is the mitt and which is the crank?
Come on, have you ever been downstairs of your basement?
Mitts and cranks. Yeah, okay.
I
go from there.
thought this was a baseball town.
Not a baseball show. Are you still doing the hockey podcast, by the way?
I do.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy Jeff Sharples, we do it, and we have guests on every so often, and we mostly talk about hockey. But he's a pilot,
Yeah.
so we do talk about travel quite a bit on the show. So about jet lag and what you should be looking for on a plane. And I remember he told me way before.
He must have given you very useful information. In your career,
he told me all about that.
Touring.
He didn't tell me about that specific plane, but he said, "Hey, Boeing has a new plane out that's got a hidden door on it."
Yeah.
For what?
Well, it's for. Hold on, let me get my stuff together. So Boeing has a plane called the 737 that they made in 1950, something like that. And they're like, "Hey, we got to come up with a new plane." And then they said, "No, how about we just update the plane that we already made in 1950?" And then they're like, "Okay," so they just added to it, right? Right. So they just added, and they made it so long. They came with their first problem was,
and it's worked out great ever since.
Their first problem was when the front of the plane got off, it just all of a sudden did a wheelie. And the wheels came up off the front, so they'd add on a little stick that holds the plane down at the back. That was their first problem, and then their second problem was that wasn't even their first. That was like their third problem was they needed bigger engines on the plane, but they couldn't have round engines because the motors were too big and they hit the ground before the wheels. Yeah. So if you look at the new 737s, they're flat on the bottom of the motors. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So they can add that on.
Are you sure you want to talk about this, Boeing?
They're murdering whistleblowers left and right. Yeah.
No, this is pretty obvious. I'm not getting specific. I didn't
It's
work
like, and
it.
the third thing they added is
And the
duct
third
tape.
thing. I've seen duct tape put on a plane, and I texted him. I was like, "Hey, is this normal?" He goes, "Yeah, that's actually a tape that they can use on a plane." I'm like, "What are you kidding?"
Flex Seal, as seen on television.
Yeah. My plane had no windows on it, so I took Flex Seal. And then what it was. Yeah. So they had to add another door to put more people on it. And in some of these airlines will add extra seats, so they'll put you even closer, like Spirit and stuff like that. And overseas, these airlines, so they had to add an extra door, but they don't need that extra door for a certain amount of people, so they just hid the one door, which I think is awesome.
That's funny.
That's why it's got to be so unbelievably frustrating for like aerospace engineers and things like that who will just tell a company, well, we need to do that. And they go, no, that's a lot of money. Figure out another way to do it that doesn't cost as much. And they're like, ooh, well.
But isn't that the North American way now?
It is.
We're just like, well, we're going to build it back bigger and better. And now they're like,
Relax.
Brooklyn. Baltimore doesn't need that great of a bridge. Why don't we just put a bridge up? Not the greater. Yeah,
they just finished the I-95 bridge there in Philly. Remember that got burned down because that trucker hit an oil something in there. They just finished it like the other day.
I was in the airport in Philly the other day. It was third world-esque. It was unbelievable. Yeah. I'm just like, what's going on here? This is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're the other way. You're like, that's Philadelphia.
That's Philadelphia. I mean,
it is a major American city. You think that they might have some,
Yeah, you'd want people to be, when they get off the plane, go, this is going to be great, and then get mugged.
Right.
No, you go.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
At least getting mugged is bad, but at least I'm not at the airport anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Why did I get bed bugs before I got to my hotel?
Just walking through.
It's horrible.
Yeah. It's our gift basket.
That's all right. I'm sorry. I'm not complaining. I love this country like I've never loved a country before.
Other than Canada.
That was people.
You go back home and do some shows when you leave Cleveland, yeah?
I go next week. I do my first Western Canadian theater tour.
Nice.
So I'm doing 3 theaters and 1 comedy club in 4 nights.
Pardon me.
And it's going to be exciting. They're all sold out, so I'm pretty happy about that. And then in September...
That's a good feeling.
Yeah, it is a good feeling. In September, I'm doing Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, and Halifax.
Oh, you're up there, yeah.
Yeah, I've never done those areas. I'm Canadian. I've never done those areas.
You never played Toronto?
I played Toronto when I first started out. I'm going back. I haven't played Toronto in 25 years.
Wow. How is that possible?
Because they are bad people.
Wow.
But I'm going back to a
city.
Theater... 1,400 seats, almost sold out already.
Good for you.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I hate to brag about myself, but I'm fantastic.
No, you should.
I'm the Jim Hughes of comedy.
Of Toronto, yeah. Vancouver,
That's what
Calgary.
Jim always wanted to be too, though.
Yeah.
The Jim Hughes of comedy.
Yeah.
It still eludes him. San Francisco, Irvine, Tacoma, West Nyack, New York.
Canceled 3 times.
Man.
The people bought tickets for it last week. I had canceled a year ago. They apparently didn't let the people know. They showed up. A bunch of people showed
really?
up last week in Nyack.
Oh, no.
And I felt so bad. I'm like, I'm in Philly. Get in the car. Drive for 2 hours. Come see me.
Hartford, Albany, Brooklyn, New
Yes,
Brunswick. You're
yes,
all
yes.
over. You are Levittown. This guy, you're killing it.
It's
and
going well.
Cleveland this weekend.
Cleveland, one of my favorite original stops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
How long
Comedy
have I
Club.
been doing your show? You used to be in the mornings, didn't you?
No.
You've always been in the afternoon?
Here in Cleveland, I've been on the afternoon.
Remember
yeah.
when you were on the outskirts of Cleveland, though? There used
we
to
were
be
out in an office park.
That wasn't in the
Yeah.
morning?
No.
You used to probably do a different show. They did Magic in the morning, I think.
No, never do magic in the morning. People aren't ready for
No,
it.
they
hates
love
up
it.
close
They
magic,
love
yeah.
it.
Close-up magic in the morning.
Yeah. No, I was doing, for about 5 or 6 years, I was doing a show in Detroit in the morning and my show here in the afternoon. So, but I don't think you were on my Detroit show. I think you were just on the show
So
here.
mean to me back in the day.
I know, right?
Big time, Joe.
Get out of here.
Sorry, you can't do a Detroit show. You're not good enough for Detroit.
No. Windsor, maybe, just not Detroit.
Oh, Windsor.
Right across the river.
Windsor, little Detroit.
Yeah. If you're 18, you can drink. Go to the strip clubs.
Yeah.
Hey, it's always good to see you, Bill.
Are you kicking me off?
I'm
Yeah?
kicking
Are
you
you
out.
telling
Yeah,
them what's going on for the rest of the show?
The Bill Squire Friday Get Down. It's this thing we do
Get down
where
on it.
he
You wanna
screams
stick around
and lets
and
people
watch him
know
scream, his face turns red,
that
veins
the-
pop.
It's a big
What,
moment.
People
it's the
love
things
it.
the things that you're mad about?
No,
No.
it's just like just to start the weekend. It's a tribute to a guy that used to be on MMS like 40 years ago.
That
Murray
died of a
Stahl.
stroke because he was screaming
Yeah.
too much.
But he'd do these like
Neck
long Friday rants where he'd be like, "Your boss is bugging you and everything's going wrong," but they'd be like 10 minutes long, and I make mine like real short and usually something stupid that happened on the show this day.
I normally defer
Love it.
to the guest because I know you've got other things going on. If you want to hang out for this, you are absolutely more than welcome to do that.
What time is
You
it?
can hang out in here.
It's 5:43.
Is my first show at 7?
Yes,
I believe it is 7
Do
o'clock.
you guys mind
yes.
if I shower?
Do whatever you want.
That's what I'm saying. Like I like to let people go so they can get in their headspace
Yeah, but
and
I
get
love
ready.
talking to you guys, and I'm
Well,
just, I'm
then
just
I'll-
so disappointed that I have to leave. That I came in because you're like, come in at 4:20, and I'm like, oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I get in at 1, and then I looked at my plane ticket, and I'm like, oh, I get in at 4.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We'll be done at 6:10.
Yeah. It's completely your call. I got to go to break here, but it's completely your call.
I'm hanging.
All right.
I'm hanging.
He's
this
hanging.
guy.
First show's gonna be filthy tonight.
All right.
Double
Oh,
up, double up.
now I got the pressure of having a guest in here. We never have guests in here when I do it.
You get
And
multiple
and
guests.
He doesn't believe in you to begin with.
I'm not a
so-
guest.
Ian Bagg at Hilarities this weekend. Go to pickwickandfrolic.com or hilarities.com to find out which shows still have tickets because many of them
9
do.
late show, 9 o'clock tonight. It's good for you. Sun will be down. Come back
Mm-hmm.
from the lake. Get a shower in, just like me.
Right.
Sorry, I interrupted.
No. We'll break here and then we'll come back and
I
we'll have
know,
the
I bug
Friday
you.
Get Down ahead of everything.
On it.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. And now, a Buzzard Bookie safe bet. If you gotta be in court, always check behind the toilets for bribe money that hasn't been collected yet. And